All right, everybody, welcome to today's video. Today is part 3 and the final video for my series with the interview of Ola Nilsson. Today we're going to be talking about this event at the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals back in 2015 and how Ola was instrumental in helping get some of the e-body Hemi convertibles at that event. This was truly a historic event for anybody who loves the Hemi e-body convertibles, and so you're not going to want to miss out on this conversation about that event and how Ola helped out with putting that stuff together. And once again, I would like to thank Wade and Astor Ogle for their hospitality and hosting us for that day when Ola and I had this interview, as well as making the introduction between the two of us to make these series of videos happen. It was a great day. We had a lot of fun, and I can't thank them enough. So that's enough of me talking for right now. Let's go ahead and jump into the interview. Enjoy.
And the last book that I had a part to contribute some of my writing skills, or lack thereof. And again, I'm not an author, and I didn't stay at Holiday Inn Express. In 2015, it was a historic time. In Chicago, there was a car show, McCacken, and Bob Ashton is the proprietor of it. He wrote this book, The Holy Grail. It's about the e-body Hemi convertibles. They were displayed at that show in 2015, the first time in history. Imagine, since 1970, 71, when these cars were built, 42 Hemi e-body convertibles was built, and the most ever in one place, under one roof, for one gathering, was that year. It was momentous. Bob had prepared a book for the show. So during that year, and that was in November, during that year, Bob had asked me to write a little something, an introduction for a person entering the display area for this e-body Hemi convertible display. I laughed, but he asked me to write something. It was just going to be a display area, and when I came to visit the show before it started to help set up, and I received a press pass for that event. I was going to be there for this momentous show. What I had written for the introduction to the show, Bob had put in this book as the foreword. Thanks again, Bob. It was a surprise to me, and I was very, very humbled that my words were chosen to represent the beginning part of this wonderful book.
That's awesome.
You asked me about the 7-1 CUDA book. Was it still available? This is not available. I'm sorry, it's not my book. Bob's book, and I've tried now for the last couple of years, they're not available. So.
It's unfortunate, but good to know. And for those of you out there interested in acquiring a copy, your best bet is probably, unfortunately, going to be eBay, and the price is probably going to be astronomical, as I've seen with other automotive books that go out of print. But that year that you mentioned with the McCacken show, for those that don't know, it's the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals, and it is an absolutely amazing event. I've had the privilege of going, unfortunately, only one time. I really wanted to go in 2015 to see all of the Hemi e-body convertibles, but was unable to put everything together for that year. But how many cars total were in attendance for that one? So on the red carpet display, there was 27 out of the 42 built. Wow, that's
impressive.
That's more than half of them that were ever built. That's a remarkable sight to see.
And I thank Bob who set this up. I worked a little bit with Bob the show was in November, and throughout the springtime and summertime, I helped Bob with a few details, but I'm so happy that he set this up, and with the agreement of most of the owners, because not every owner was there, in agreement with the owners of these special cars, they were invited out to this show. It's never happen again, I don't think. Ever happen again. That's a lot of the individual cars put together.
Now, of the 42, how many still exist? Do we know right now, as of today? As of today,
there are 2 completely missing. One of them...
I've got hope.
So do we all. Out of the 2 that I know that are completely missing, that one that I wrote about in the Lost Muscle Car, the early built green car with a green interior is the most interesting one. There are some things, some rumors. The other one that's missing, it's a 70 Challenger. I know the VIN number, I just don't know where the car is, and nobody has really found it or discussed that it could still be alive. Out of the 42, there are some with wonderful pedigree. There's some that have been through a sordid past, but are fully restored to better than new condition. And there are some that the majority of the people maybe question of the cars, but they all have some kind of history to them, and they are authenticated with a vehicle identification number.
That's incredible. And then before this gathering in 2015, what was the most of these convertibles that have been together in one spot? What was that?
Oh, I remember that show. Absolutely. So there was a lot of interest in that, and there was 9 together in one area in Las Vegas at the car show there. Only 9.
Only 9.
Doesn't it seem like there were so many all in one place? It was incredible, the energy that they had with the gathering, the owners that were there, like, wow, imagine how many were ever put together in one place, maybe 3, but that show was 9, and look at us now.
Yeah, all these years later, being able to pull together more than half of the total production in one spot at one event.
And we have to thank the car shows like Muscle Cars and Corvette Nationals that actually afforded the opportunity to have this happen. The large car show that was in Las Vegas at some time when people had an interest to bring their cars out. And I hope that someday in the future there's another grand venue to get as many as we can. And if it's not just the Hemi Cuda convertibles, Hemi Challenger convertibles put together, other interesting makes and models. 71 Hemi Cuda hardtops, for instance, since we're talking about the 71 Cuda book.
And that's today's video. I hope you found this information useful as always. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button, give me that thumbs up. It helps me out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. This is the final video in my series of interviews with Ola Nilsson for now. We may go ahead and get together at a later date and have more conversations about these amazing cars. So you're gonna wanna stay tuned and see how things progress in the future. And of course, if you wanna be kept up to date with all my future uploads, don't forget to smash that subscribe button down below and ring that notification bell as well, so that way YouTube will keep you up to date of all the videos I do in the future. And as always guys, I will see you the next video.